Hello, welcome to the Comics Panel. On this episode, we're going to talk about variant covers. All right.
Got Norm still here.
Norm's still here, and that's
I'm
why
here.
we're going to touch on variant covers, or should I say retailer incentive covers. That's more or less what they are, to trap the retailers to spend more money and then try to convince other people to
Buy more issues.
buy more issues.
Right. Well, how do you feel?
It's a terrible way to do business.
Amen.
It
It
drives
is.
comic book dealers insane.
Testify.
It has gotten a little bit better in previews that they will offer. You can actually pre-order your variant cover instead of just giving you whatever. You order 20 copies, and whatever you get. And then this guy, you have 3 people wanting one copy that you only got one of, and blah blah blah. So they made it a little bit easier, but it's still
They forced the collectability?
It's just insane.
When you say that?
It just makes everything so much harder, and there's too many too. There's just too many.
It's absolutely too many, and
It's not special.
Everything you have is A and B cover, which that drives me crazy all on its own. It doesn't cost any more money. We have A, B, sometimes C, sometimes D
it's
cover.
not that so much. It's
and those irritate me enough. But if you like an individual artist, then okay, you grab a different one because of that. But what really irks me is they're doing this where they're retailer incentives, where it says, and Marvel's big on this, if you bought 10 issues of this last time, in order to get the variant this time, you must buy 11,
Yeah.
and then you can order as many as you want, but you must buy 11. And people are like,
Go
oh, that's
by
no
your
big
previous-
deal.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a big deal when you're on issue 20 and they're still needed to buy more. Well, guess what? I have to be at least 20 more than I was on the first. So now I'm buying issues that automatically go back to my overstock because I don't have customers to buy them, or I would have ordered them to begin with.
yeah.
And then now you're charging more for this variant cover, which to me, and this is being a retailer, that the value is not there that it is for that exact same issue at the regular retail cover.
I agree.
Meaning, if it's a key issue, and I'll use one specific one that I know a lot about, is the first appearance of Silk, Amazing Spider-Man number 4, 2014. The regular cover, $3.99. It's now easily $20-$25 book all day long. The variant cover was $25 to $30 the day it came out, and that was just a 1 in 10. Well, that's now a $50 book. So you do the math there. You double your money on your $25 purchase, or you take your $3.99 and sell it for $20 to $25. There's more value in the regular cover. I think they want their money now, and they'll let us as an industry worry about what we're going to do with all these
after
books.
we get it.
Exactly, because I said the same thing. And when we first talked about variants, there was some feedback saying, no, it's not fake, falsifying the collectability, if you will. It is, because if you were normally only going to buy 75 issues because you knew you had 75 customers for Silk's first appearance, Spider-Man number 4, and you knew if I just bought 25 more, I can get that ultra rare edition. So then you buy that 25, it dictates that they have to print more, or if they didn't print more, if you got more of the overage, it didn't create more of a demand, because you just said you put that in your back stock.
Yep.
Now it doesn't create a demand.
And you have to increase what you charge for that variant, because now you've got 25 copies that you should not have had, and they are going to be in your box that you had to buy. So you have to charge more for that variant, that one variant.
Right.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Right, it's forcing collectability
And
that's not
how
there.
do you tell a good customer that they know a certain cover that's going to be hard to get is their favorite artist, and they'll pay you whatever, but you can't get it?
Right.
It's...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And even though
They're not
you
my
would
favorite
order
store
the
now.
extra ones, but now it's not available. So now you've got to, besides the whole money deal, now you've got to tell a good customer that that's not available. Well, he's going to find it somewhere else because he's a collector. So that kind of hurts too. You know, there's just too many of them, and it's too much of a thing.
And even though a second printing isn't a variant, but in some cases
Sometimes
they
it is.
make
I'd
it
call it a
variant.
variant, yeah.
You know, but I hate when they do the second printings because Jim Lee, when he took over Batman for a while, I went down. I just moved into this area, and I went to the train station comic book
Comic
store,
shop.
and I went there, and I already told them to put issues away from me. It was the first time I was there. They didn't put an order away from me. They said, "Well, we can give you the second printing." And anybody that knows me, I don't go for second printings. I want the first, or I don't care about it because one, they never go up. Second printings never go up. That was the first time that I remember in the many, many years I was collecting, that second printing outwent the first issue of Jim Lee's because he did the second one totally different than the
Right.
first, and everybody was clamoring for that one, and it rose higher than the first one. And I was like, damn. So now the trend is continuing again. Now the second and third printings are going up. I mean, there's an issue of Hulk that has a third of printing, and it's higher than the first.
There's less copies, and quite honestly, they usually have a better cover.
Sometimes.
and, and it's they did it with first appearance of Spider-Gwen. First two reprints, so 2 and 3, I believe, were the same as the regular cover with a different bar color at the bottom. Didn't do anything but sell what people needed. They were whatever was demanded, they got. The third one or the fourth one, they changed the cover. It totally blew away the first print when it first came out because now you're only printing 5,000 issues of a third print, but you're printing with a totally new cover. Now it becomes a true variant.
Yeah.
That's a true variant where they're the ones that people really
They didn't
want and
expect
collect.
to make a variant.
Right, and
it
they
wasn't
didn't-
a pre-planned thing. It was something that happened, and here it is. Now it's really special.
I have a copy of Salvation. You remember this title,
Oh, yeah.
Salvation? Well, there's a Joker cover, second printing. Didn't cost you any more, $2.99. But the first printing is worth $2.99, and this is from 2001 maybe. The Joker cover that I have, the red background Joker cover, is worth $150.
Wow.
It was the way variants are supposed to be. There was no money made at the beginning. It was just a reprint with a different cover on it. Nobody thought about it except for there was only 5,000 of a Joker cover of Salvation. And now that's the one everybody wants. That's the way it's meant to be.
Right.
It's not meant to be give them all the money now, give Marvel, DC, Image, and Dynamite. And Dynamite and Zenoscope, you have to give $30 for one title of Zenoscope because they have 5 covers for every title.
Avatar, yeah.
So it's they want their money now. They're doing anything they can to get your money, but that's not the way I want to see this industry go.
Because they're not taking care of it. Because if you are a true collector, you just say, listen, we're making 50,000 of this issue. You were lucky enough to get it, and then it goes hot. Great. You're a collector. You deserve the reward. Not, let's make it now a second printing because we sold out all the first 50,000. So is it true that there's now 55,000 new people getting one copy, or are those 50,000 buying those extra copies not truly getting, what's what I'm looking for, the demand? Because if there's only 50,000 looking for those issues and they all buy multiple issues, multiple printings, it's still not it's creating a false collectability because, again, you can only sell so many to the collectors. I mean, we talked about speculation. People
Yeah.
don't speculate anymore. So why are they going to second and third printings? Because people like us are possibly buying more than one copy?
Yes and no, but I see more other than people buying multiple copies, not for the fact that it's a variant, but because of that specific variant, like that
You want that
personal artist or whatever. So, it's just this one that I want more copies of, as opposed to any of them. But I think it tends to be more in general. More people want to start comics that weren't into it before or get back into it. They used to collect comics and then for whatever reason they got out of it, and now they want to get back into it because they're for whatever reason. So they stop into a comic book shop. Doesn't mean that 2 months, 3 months from now they're still going to be collecting, but for that month, that particular issue,
But you're speculating, too. How many do you see coming into your shop doing
I'm not
that?
speculating that. I'm just
No.
saying that's one of the reasons that people.
No, you don't have
Listen,
proof. That's
listen,
speculative.
One of the reasons that you sell more copies to go to second and third print isn't because collectors that are already collecting them buy multiple copies. It's because new people come in just for that short window of period of time. That was my point.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but that's not always the case either because
No, but I see
there's
that case
people come
more
in.
so than people buying multiple copies, other than the one every once in a while.
Okay, you're a barkeep, if you will. How many new people? Granted, because your area is constantly flowing of new people. Do you get a lot of new customers coming in and then buying issues that are kind of like the hot because they heard it on the news or they want to get that hot cover?
Very few come
I
in
don't
for
know
the
if
hot
it's-
cover. Really,
I don't know if it's so much the hot cover. It's just that
Well, I'm just saying the hot issue. It doesn't matter.
it's not. It's just at that moment in time something sparked. It doesn't have to be popular.
a lot of
But
times.
he just said no, so I'm just asking him. He
Yeah.
works it too.
A lot of times they're coming in for the issue they can't find anywhere else, and it's usually not a key or a first print or second print or anything like that. It's just their shop's out, so they come in and look for it. In my shop, I buy all second and third printings and I put them directly in my back issues. I don't put them out. I'm keeping them for the people that want to start at issue 5, and they come to me and they say, "Oh, do you have issue 1, 2, 3, and 4?" I can pull out first, second, third print, and still be able to give that to them because if I can't give them the first 4, they won't buy issue 5.
Right.
So that's what I use it for. When it comes to second and third prints, I do my best to not push or promote them at all, other than these are for the people that are going to come in later. And I don't buy more than 1 or 2 of them. If I sell them, then I will try to find more. But I don't do it right away. But if they do change the cover, you'll instantly sell out of them. If they change the cover, you can't order enough of them because you don't know. You don't know what they're going to do. When they say order a second printing, they don't ever tell you what the cover's going to look
Oh,
like.
they don't tell you if they're going to change it at all.
Right, because
sometimes they don't.
The previews doesn't show you. There's no time for previews. You sold out this week. The next week they say we're soliciting a second printing. There's been no previews. Nobody knows what it looks like. So you say, okay, well I sold 50 copies, so you order 25. Because you're okay with leaving half of that behind for back issues. And then they come out and all of a sudden they change the cover on it. And
Jim
they're
Lee
gone.
did the cover,
Right.
or then someone else.
So
who's not as
he was
popular does the cover,
uninformed.
so you get.
He just said he was
Well, yeah.
uninformed. So you speculated.
Well, yeah.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
but
So
it's-
speculation does come into this somehow, some way.
Yeah, but not in value sense.
No, but in this sense too, because I said it's speculation, and it does come in because if you can't see what you're going to get, and especially a Jim Lee cover, which we both know will go through the roof, and it's not a Jim Lee cover, then you bought 25 and you're like, it's a Grogan Wayne cover, damn it, it's not going to sell. But there's speculation involved in that, and if it does go up, that's speculating on sales, which
Yeah,
is
but
money.
see, that's where on the business side you can't do that.
You can't do that.
As a collector, you do that.
You can do that all the time. You can do that.
But you
all
do
day
buy
long.
25 issues without knowing who's on the cover, right? You just said you buy
Only in
25.
No,
reprint,
but-
only in second, third print.
Yeah, but that's only if I already sold 50. It's okay. I'll give you a for instance. If pick a rebirth title that just came out, any one of them, and you say, okay, issue number 1, I sold 5 copies. You bought 10, you sold 5. You're not really speculating. You just don't know what to think, so you pick a nice number. I bought 10, I sold 5. I still have 5 in my store. When it comes to issue 2, I buy 5.
Oh, I don't mean issue 2. Did they make a reprint or reprinted? Like
He's talking about a
reverse?
second print.
Oh no,
Second print.
I wouldn't buy a second print.
Oh,
if
no?
I still have the first print there, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
order
Oh,
them.
okay.
Yeah,
No,
you don't ever buy a second print just to have it.
No, I
As
wasn't
a,
sure
as a
'cause-
retailer,
No,
if
no,
you
no.
still have that copy,
Don't even worry about it.
Yeah,
Right,
You
'cause
don't. You
it-
don't worry about if that second print is going to have a different cover that's worth more or less.
Because it's kind of like if you do that now, even if that does sell, you have 5 copies you're not going to sell. Because you done did it to yourself. If you
Again.
bought second print, so now you bought second prints, and now nobody wants the ones you have because these are hot. If somebody comes in, especially the novice, they're the ones that are going to come in looking, oh, this book's hot. They don't know the difference, and it's terrible. Sometimes I tell people, I'm like, oh, let them down. They're like, well, I want this. Well, no, this is the first print. Oh, I came in for the second. Well, I'll buy the first since I'm here. And you can sell them that way, but you don't. That's money out of your pocket that you will not get back
Yeah.
because you're
That's a
because you're
bigger
speculating.
gamble than
Sure,
anything
I agree.
else.
But as far as like you get a lot of traffic there, not because of comic books, because of where you're situated. Do you see a lot of people that are new timers coming in, and do you get a lot of drive when like something's hot, for like a second printing, or it's in the news, like say Superman's death? You know, a lot of people went to the comic stores that never went to the comic shops before. Do you get a lot of that with that foot traffic?
Oh, I
right
do.
there?
I
Yeah.
do. I sell more trade paperbacks because of things on TV.
Yeah.
I keep issues of TV shows that are blacklist, things like that, things that most stores can't sell. I can sell because if I get 300 people in my store every time I open the doors, but out of those 300 people, 30 people are coming in to buy something. The other 270 people are just coming in to look. But you can get them to buy something if you can catch their eye. So I put trade paperbacks out there of all those, whether it be The Death of Superman, still sells. Black Bag, put it up there, it'll sell in
Oh,
a
yeah.
day. But then the TV shows, we feed off of our media. Social media. There's a book out right now that nobody knows about. It's got Donald Trump on the cover in a very not good way.
Oh yeah.
But you can't keep them. And nobody would have bought this at all. But they put Trump in a very not good way on the cover, and now they're sold out everywhere. So you learn to, I would say, speculate in that point.
Yeah.
But it's already stuff I have. I'm not buying it, hoping someone will buy it. It's things that weren't selling last year, but have come back around. So I am speculating, and I put them out there. And you put 10 things out, one thing will sell.
Yep, that's true.
Well, it's a little different from the everyday comic book store, where everybody that comes in your store
Is comic ready.
is coming to buy a comic. I have to sell them. I have to sell what I have, and it's made me a better person,
Yeah.
for sure.
So do we nail it?
I guess so.
I don't know if we want to hit anything else on the
I
variants.
don't know.
think we covered it.
I don't like them.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like them either.
From a shop point of view, it's hassle.
I agree, and
And there's for the amount of actual profit you make out of it, it's a lot of hassle to make that. It's nice to have a good customer and
Make
be
them
able
happy.
to get something that they want and make them happy. Even if they're not a good customer, even if they're just somebody walked off the street and you've never seen them, it's always nice to give somebody what they want and say, yeah, I do have this. Especially when they say, I've been to 3 other places. That's always great.
and you got them.
But, you don't try to do that. That's just stuff that happens to you. You cannot
Happy
overorder.
coincidence.
And Variance makes it real hard to do that.
It does.
Why don't we make a solemn swear, all the comic book stores, to stop doing it?
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you a secret. I don't do it anymore.
Good for you.
I don't at all. I will not. I don't look at anything that motivates me to buy more than what I know I'll sell, and
You can't.
I don't
You
buy them
can't.
anymore. Believe it or not, I collected titles that had multiple covers. Dark Horse did it to me, and Dynamite, Vampirella. One thing before we go, I'll tell you this most horrible, embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. I'm a big Vampirella fan. They rebooted Vampirella in 2014. They had Variants set up. 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 100, 1 in 200. So me, I own a comic book store. I wanted the 1 in 200 Ken Heiser sketched cover. He's going to sketch for me on my cover. I bought 200 copies. How many copies of Vampirella do you think this whole United States sold?
5.
199.
I was going to say.
So needless to say, at this point, I have
You got
because you buy 200
Yeah.
and then you have your variants, which ended up being another 50 by the time I was done. It's like 250 books. I still have 230 of them, so they're sitting there in a box.
He's having a big sale next Saturday.
It's so at that point it's so hard to sell them because you're losing money every time you sell one. Because I can sell them
Yeah.
for 50 cent. Every time I sell one for 50 cent, it's $1.50
Yeah.
I lost. But the worst part about this was this Ken Heiser sketch that I had kept having to call him. Where's my sketch? Where's my sketch? Oh, he hasn't done it yet. He hasn't done it. There was more of a demand than we thought. I get this sketch.
Crap.
If I showed it to you, you would laugh. It was a little girl Vampirella that was done in black Sharpie in about 3 seconds. And it's okay. So I spent $600, and this is what I got. The worst part about it is I took a Vampirella blank cover to a convention and had Ken Heiser sketch an actual Vampirella on it for $25. So for $25, I got what I couldn't get for $600.
Yeah.
It's the last time I ever did that.
Yeah.
Good.
I learned my lesson.
Let's hope all of them do this.
So if anybody needs a Vampirella, I got
yeah,
them.
if,
I look at
eventually,
you,
if
not
you're
that
a
you're
shop,
doing it, but somebody
but
who knows.
yeah, if you have a shop, eventually you'll figure it out too.
Exactly. If you own a shop and it's coming out of your pocket.
In the previews, it says retailer incentive, and that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
It's not made. I mean, the public wants it, and they'll show you these great covers, and you think demand is huge, but you know,
It's not.
maybe not in your
Majority of the time.
town.
Well, look at Jim Lee, right? When he did the X-Men. Abe through e-covers.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
each one was 1 million copies of the same comic.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
sold like 6 million of that same comic. Now that's worth $5 each, maybe, if you're lucky.
I got them in my dollar box if you want some.
Okay, even less.
Yeah, I think
there you
so.
go.
I only say that because I probably have 100 copies.
See, there you go.
Everybody has 100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
I
with
mean,
Youngblood
it just,
number one.
Yeah, it just,
And Cable #1.
they've done it
Maybe
too.
you might go up with cable coming in the movies. It might-
I've tried. I took mine and I'll price them at $10 just to try to make people think there's value. So then,
they go on eBay.
Yeah. But eBay. Hey, it's $5 on eBay, but $6 to ship it.
Right.
I can save you money.
Yeah.
Exactly. He can. But yeah, you charge me 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why you got to pay for
As
those
a retail,
Vampirellas.
yeah, he's got to make up that money
I
somehow.
got to work for my money. Yeah. That's right.
So I think we killed it.
I think that's
I
about
think so.
dead as can be.
Yes, with the Lady Vampirella. This is, if you get tired of the same old story, please turn some comic book pages and leave any comments in the box below.
And like us on Facebook, please, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And thank you, Norm.
Thank you, Norm!